course, when you hear that song, it is Court In Session with me, and joining me is my esteemed co-host. That is Avenger only one. That is Keelan Phillips. Keelan, season starting what? 6th of February? Yeah.
6, 7, one of those two things.
Right. And yeah, so you just said that we will look back at the BABA what happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
And once I said that, you will start to smile. But we look back and see what happened last year. Now, last year, you had 4 teams making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Celtics, Bulls, Station Hill,
and
Lakers.
Yeah.
And then when the dust settled in semifinal, it was really easy walkover. End up with Bulls and Celtics for another year.
Yeah.
And it actually made 5 games, didn't it?
Yeah. Right, 5.
Yeah. And when the dust was settled, the Bulls came out champions. Now, there's some talk around, I am not saying around where. There's some talk around that the Celtics seem to choke at the end every year for their second year in a row.
God damn, I didn't
say
that.
You want to know if that's only a rumor or if that's something that Court In Session is now starting to give Charles Vanderpool some bulletin board
material.
Yeah. However, this is 2 years in a row, and this is 2 losses in a row to the same team.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we can say that last year was a good year for BABA basketball. You would say it was a good year?
It was a good year for me, but overall, I would say yes and no. The yes was, I think, the good teams when they matched up produced, I think, very high quality basketball, right? Whereas when Celtics, Bulls, and Cavs kind of matched up, it was always a rivalry and intensity between those 3 teams. So whenever it was the semis or even a regular season game or even that last game of the regular season where Cavs actually beat Celtics to stop their unbeaten streak in the season, like those games are always going to end up being good. The finals went 5 games, all of that. I think the bad is the rest of the league, right? There's a huge gap between those top teams and the rest of the league, which makes a playoff team versus a non-playoff team matchup very, I guess you would say, boring or lopsided, right? A team lost last year by 100 and something points. Like that should tell you the gap between the top teams and the other teams. So I think that was the one bad. One other maybe slightly good thing that you could say is that at least when those lower teams matched up against each other, some of those games were still close. And then, but the gap between the top teams and the other team, I think that is a problem for BABA going forward in terms of just the state of the league.
Yeah, I think that the pool of Premier League players getting fairly small.
Yeah.
And really and truly, right now, they are with like a few teams. However, that was last year, and I'm saying that this year is going to be better. Because there's some rumors around. First rumor was Pundits have got the services of Carl Thorpe Jr. He was from York University last year. He was at York University last year. He is still looking to play overseas. But he said he will take this year off to gather his thoughts, make sure that he's well prepared for playing professional basketball. So he is in the Pundits camp.
Yeah.
Along with, that would be Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rashad Hall. So I think last year Hall put Pundits on his back and made sure that they stayed up.
Yeah.
I think he has some help. So I don't know who else. They seem to have 1 or 2 other players that are coming through. There's a rumor about a player coming from Station Hill, but that rumor is every year you hear a rumor somebody kind of say, Hill until the season start. And when the season start, you hear he's back playing with Station Hill.
Yeah, it's true.
So we'll see how that one goes. But the more interesting rumor I heard was a three-team trade. Right? A three-team trade with the I think it was Bulls, the Bears, who are now coming up, and Celtics. So I heard, I don't know how true, but I heard that Anton Winter is now at the Bears. I don't know how the Bears were able to swing that, if it was salary cap thing, if it was they were matching salaries or something, but they were able to get Anton Winter. I heard that Bulls lost the other brother, Darion Hurley, to the Celtics. I mean, he was fairly integral in the Bulls win last toss. However, even better, I heard that Markelly Downey now is playing with the Bulls. I don't want you to say yes or no. I just tell you what I hear. And that should make some interesting, very interesting basketball. Because, to be honest with you, I think Markelly Downey, although Darion is a decent basketball player, I think Hurley is, obviously as he got older, your interest is being because, life happens, right? You start seeing, you're going to start looking for settling down and blah, blah, blah. So you got a different outlook. But Downey, I think Downey is an upgrade to him. He's taller. I think he has an upside. But the numbers will support, though, that Hurley is better. Right? But I think Downey will be better in both. As opposed, although I must admit that Hurley was really good at both as a sixth man. But I think Downey could even be better. Especially now that Winter is not there. And he will be able to eat those men. I was always a fan of Downey. I think he is, I'm not sure he knows how much potential he has. I'm not sure if he puts in the work to get to the level. I really feel that he should be at least at national trials. Even I'm not saying he should be a team, I'm saying he at national trials, and if he gets to national trials, I feel he could give some problems. He got good height, he got good size, and he shoots the ball really well from the three-point line. So if everything is everything, I think Bulls would have won that trade. Celtics, however, or should I say punters number 2. But anyway, Celtics.
Hey, I just want everybody who was watching to know I said none of this. Do not get me involved in none of this. I didn't say nothing.
Anyway, I'm going to say, you may not say it, but I can say it. Punters part 2. And I think they will be even Hurley will help them as well. But we'll see. My problem with Celtics is how you going to get minutes for all those players. That's always my thing. They have a player down there named Bruce, Rennie called Bruce. I always liked him. He's a real feisty little guy. I like how he plays his basketball, but he doesn't. I don't know. The problem is minutes down there. When you get to a point where like your first 7 could play with anybody in the league, then you got a problem with shuffling around the minutes. But I leave that to the assistant national coach. He will figure that out, and we'll see how Celtics do this year. I think that they will be looking to do one better this year, so we'll see. There will be a lot of revenge games coming up. I can see a lot of revenge games coming. So yes, so Bulls. I think Bulls won the trade. I don't know why. Bears obviously would look for players with a little bit of talent and also with some experience in Premier League. Because if they bring the team that they had down in Division 1, I don't think that team will be able to compete. And then competing against the top teams. The problem is the last four is be interesting. I don't think that Pullman is going to be the last four sort of thing. I think Thorpe is good enough to pull them, to give us some trouble. Lakers is always an anomaly. I also heard a little rumor about Lakers that they got a point guard, defensive, a good point guard. Right? I will leave it there. And I heard that the Lakers, but Lakers' problem is always the same problem they had now for the last 5 years, which is people think that they could sail through, just be part-time-ish, and then come to the league and get embarrassed. And they are good enough to be fourth, but are they good enough to move from fourth to third and second, or even play the league final? I think they have the talent, it's just the work ethic. But I also think if they could sort out, they will give some trouble. They could add another good team to the league.
Yeah.
But just being better than the bottom four, I really ain't cutting it. And losing heavily to the top three. So that's the BABA league. I know that I talking a lot because I don't want you to say anything, then people start to,
I honestly don't like. I said so last year. I not bothered. Like,
okay.
Well,
I heard that you're playing too.
Yeah,
I heard actually great playing.
Yeah, player, coach. I do everything apparently.
Well, I'm just warning you. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Remember that knees don't sell down with market.
Yeah, I ain't trying to say some more. I can face myself. Like, they got some games, but I might sit out. I can coach those games instead. I got it all.
Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and start it.
Yeah.
Well, that is the BABA League, and we hope the BABA League is supposed to start on the 6th of February, and we hope. Well, I think that was the last word I got. That was 6th of February.
Yeah.
But anyways, that weekend, you probably will get some more information coming out when everybody. And you know how it is with BABA leagues. There's wait to the last minute to register.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll see how it goes. But here on Court In Session, we have decided to start what we call the CIS Predictor League. And it is fairly simple. This is how it works. You register to join the league, and it will take about 30 seconds or so. And every week, on Tuesday, you will get the games of the weekend, and you will be able to predict winners. It is going for the entire league, right down to the end. And whoever ends up predicting the most winners will carry home a basketball and a $200 voucher. We are hoping to increase that $200 voucher to a little bit more, so that make it a little bit more meaningful for the person to win it.
Yeah.
But that right now is a $200 voucher and your brand new basketball. Now, the rules. It is 1 entry per person per week. So every week you will be able to predict. It will open at a particular time. It will close just before it will open on Tuesday. It will close just before the first game, or before the first game. Right, on the weekend. The eligibility, current players and coaches and active referees of the BABA in Premier League, they are welcome to watch Court In Session, but they can't take part in Predictor League.
Yeah.
Right? So they won't be able to take part in the Predictor League. So it is for the fans and the lower and the players in lower divisions.
Yeah.
Right? That could join and see if they can, predict the best predictor for the season. The other thing, you must be a citizen of Barbados or living here. So obviously, when it's online, anybody could, log on and say they're predicting. But the prize will be given at the funnel of the Bear funnel. So the final game of the Bear League. So if you are living overseas, you better be here. Because then the person that have the second best, he will take the money and the ball. Right. So let's see who knows this league well. And it should be interesting. I will make sure it is in the description on the podcast. All the information that you need to start to join the Predictor League. And I will say happy predicting. And of course, in our second segment, we bring on Mr. That's his Bajan Alan Pender. And he will join us for our NBA segment. Okay, so a couple of things can happen shortly. First thing is a longer term thing, which is the NBA plan to have NBA Europe. And there was a report coming out of Europe that I think it was Real Madrid jump ship from the EuroLeague to join the NBA if they start this thing. But I really want to know how this NBA Europe gonna look like though, because then it will mean that I want to know if it means then that Doncic decide that he can play in Europe, stay in Europe and play, or Jokic. But I want to get your opinion on what this European League, this NBA Europe can look. I can start with you there, Alan, because I have a feeling you can have a very good take on this.
Yeah, I don't think the NBA owners would be very happy if their players jump from the NBA America to NBA Europe. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of cross section between the players and the teams too much. As you know, NBA goes a lot to Europe and different places around the world with the NBA Euro program and play games. So there may be a few more of those, but the leagues most likely will be pretty separate for now. But the whole issue is this whole thing with EuroLeague and FIBA, and there's always been a lot of contention between those guys in Europe and the different leagues that they both have. Because I think FIBA originally had the main leagues, then EuroLeague came in and kind of took over, and I think the EuroLeagues are probably major leagues right now. So it seems FIBA is trying to match up with the NBA to launch this EuroLeague to launch this new league in Europe to compete with EuroLeague. Because the NBA seems to think that there's a bigger market in Europe, which I guess we will see, because it seems a lot of some of the teams in Europe seem to be in debt and don't seem to be doing that great. So, yeah, I guess we just have to wait and see. But the NBA is looking at it and thinks that there's a big market out there to exploit, that it can grow a lot more than it is right now, and they can launch this league and it should do very well. So it should be interesting to see how it actually goes and what type of partnerships to do with the NBA teams. But yeah, I don't think the NBA owners will want to share their players with the European owners too much.
What about you, Akila? How do you think this NBA Europe will look?
Yeah, I agree, because if Giannis and Jokic and Luka, any reason for them to go back home, Jokic for sure. Jokic, he horses are overseas. Anything for you to talk about. Not saying that these guys don't love Denver, these other places, but home is home, right?
Yeah.
So, as I say, if they think that this is a bigger market, they've been trying to expand in terms of international for a long time. Most the biggest stars in the league right now are from Europe. Well, at least the best players. I just say not necessarily the most popular, but the best players are from Europe and international. So the more that it can expand, the better. I'm not sure how it would work early up. As Alan said, they probably have to keep them separate, because in terms of them joining and playing against each other, that is going to be a tough thing on the schedule, unless it's a situation where it's like they have a set time where like a particular team or whatever will go overseas and play all of the teams over there, not just a one game and back. That's too much travel in terms of that. So they would have to be going where they're playing 3 or 4 games and then come back home, and that's where they got experts, and they will have to definitely deal with that. But yeah, it should be interesting to see how they're gonna start, and then let it flow from there. But the keeping it separate seems to be the best thing for now, and then just go from there.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was trying to figure out, I haven't seen anything online or doing some research. I haven't seen any real format how they plan it. I just saw a lot of information on, a lot of
Who
speculation.
might join? Yeah.
It's very early stages.
Yeah, people say they would join and that sort of stuff. But we'll see. NBA Europe, interesting.
Yeah.
But of course, if there's money to be made, the NBA will try to make it. So we'll see how that one goes.
For sure.
Yep.
So I don't know if they can have teams in Europe or if they can have a totally different league named the NBA Europe. And I play, this take over where your league and then sort of things taking over. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Right. So that's NBA Europe. And then on Sunday, we expect to hear the reserves, the All-Star reserves, for the East and the West. So we can, as of course, on Court In Session, we try to stay current, and we want to see who you think will be in the All-Star reserves. We can start with East. Kilan, who do you think will be the East All-Stars? Reserves, sir.
Well, you say East and you start with me, which means that I don't switch. But we can have the multiple roles, on the squad.
Give me all 7. Give me all 7. Just give me some.
Yeah.
I'll even give you the rest.
Yeah. Some of the names that I think could be, I think this one is interesting. I was looking through the teams and thinking who could get from which teams. I know Donovan Mitchell, right? He's not starting, so he should get in as a reserve. He's averaging almost 30, if not 30, 5-on-5. He was at one point, and they really seem to need him to go off in order to win. I think they're like 1-10 if he doesn't score over 35 points or something like that. It's really crazy. So he should get in. The interesting one was for the Raptors, right? Because I think the Raptors might be the biggest surprise for everyone. They're 29-19. I don't think anybody really had them in the playoff hunt, and they're the 3rd seed. It was decided between Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes, right? I'm not sure. I don't see a way they would get 2. Maybe. Not sure. You never know. But
Barnes will get out.
I'd say I would lean more towards Scotty Barnes because of his impact on the defensive end. I think the Pistons might get 2, so Jalen Duren, he should probably get it. Who else? It was somebody else I was thinking of. Huh?
Then the Cavs are getting too?
No. Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley versus 18-8.
Consistent 18-8.
Hey, boy, everybody's waiting for that leap, and he's just nope.
Not a point below.
Not a point below. Not a rebound. Exactly 18-8. Cat is having a down year. I don't know. Maybe I don't think. Well, I know they're not doing. I know it's World versus USA, right? But still, so in terms of the reserves, I'm not sure if they're thinking about that from the jump, or if they are just getting the best players and then sorting it out after and filling in after a while. Because Cat will count for the world team, but like the East currently as currently constructed, is really small. So I don't know if you picking him to be as a big, but then he can end up being on the world team who's already big. So it's interesting their thought process into seeing how they might do it. Because if you want bigs that are maybe from the USA, you might look at Bam from the Heat. He's not really having, in my opinion, an all-star season. So I'm wondering how they can do that. But Cat, he's in contest. I definitely put him over Evan Mobley, Mr. 18 at 8. I can't think of really any. This one's interesting because this team is really bad, but Michael Porter Jr. has been having a really, 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 really good season. So maybe he might get in as one of the last spots in the East. He's a little shaky. I ain't gonna look.
What about Siakam? What about Siakam?
I mean,
he's back again from the East.
I think Michael Porter Jr. has a better chance of getting in than Siakam. And I don't think they can pick two from one, as in two All-Stars from two bad teams. Like one from the Nets and one from the Pacers. But, if they maybe aren't enough international All-Star caliber players, maybe Siakam they might get in. I think that was one of the concerns about this format is will they have enough international and American worthy players at the time. Because as I say, it might be a situation where now the American players might be struggling for bigs, and then you look at somebody like Bam or Evan Mobley, but they're not really having all-star relevant seasons, right? So interested to see about that. Alan, got anybody else that you could think of in terms of the East?
Yeah, well, how many players do you have there so far?
I had Jalen Duren, Barnes, Jalen Duren, Barnes. Who else?
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell, yeah. Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Maybe Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, because we still need 7.
Jalen Johnson might be. Yeah, Jalen Johnson. Yeah.
I had Jalen Johnson, Mitchell as well. When you actually start going through it, it's tough to actually get to 7.
7 for the East. Yeah.
That's why I actually had Jalen. I had Duren and Mobley on.
Okay. Yeah.
As well as Siakam. I think I will go Siakam ahead of Porter Jr. I'm biased there, of course, but I think he's actually having a better season numbers wise and come off the Eastern Conference MVP as well. I think he would get a little bit of praise for that, and the fact that they go in the international players. I think he fills a lot of holes.
You think many chance that? I mean, do you see the Raptors potentially getting too late? No, now that I think about it, I think I rather. I know that they might not, but I'd rather give the Raptors 2 than get the Knicks 2. If you I know it might seem controversial, but I'd rather get Scotty and Ingram than Brunson and Cat. To be honest,
actually, for mine, that's the thing too. With Giannis probably not playing.
Oh yeah.
I think they're gonna have room.
Yeah.
So I do. Yeah, because if you look at Barnes, Jalen Duren, Donovan Mitchell, Mobley, Duren, Siakam, then you still need one more. So you can go Ingram.
You call Jalen Johnson?
Yeah, I call Jalen Johnson.
Yeah. So yeah.
So that to me that's 6. So you can then start hitting Ingram again if you want.
Yeah.
Or if you want to get crazy on Manelo Ball or France or put in Michael Porter Jr. there as well.
I mean, I will put in. I'm not gonna lie. I might put in Con before I put in LaMelo. I know Ball is more popular, but I think Con has had the better season so far. But he's all-star, so how it goes.
I don't think he's gonna get as a rookie.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, Rebby didn't get as a rookie either, but so that would
Yeah. So what about the East? Sorry, what about the West? You should have got better time with West.
Oh no. The West, oh my God, too much. The West, like for example, like Ant straight off the bat. I think Marie, KD, Devin Booker. That's an interesting. I just listen here, not necessarily putting those guys. I think listen have one at
He's
7.
hurt though.
Yeah, he's hurt, but I just calling names and then I just
Okay.
take them out after.
So was the last name you called?
Booker was the last name that I called.
Oh, Booker.
But you got
To me,
also yeah, but just calling names from
Yeah.
Also you got Braun, you got Sengun, you got who else?
Austin.
Denny Albiver. I always mess up his last name, but y'all know who I mean.
Yeah.
And this might be funny, but like, suppose somebody from the Clippers make it. like honestly,
Borisma has been great though.
he's averaging. I think he's actually averaging a career high in points. He's at 28.1, and seeing as their surge
He has some more games in too.
Yeah, it's not like he only played 10 games. Yeah, so okay. So these are the names I have, and then we can whittle down, right? I got Marie and
Agreed.
KD, Braun, Denny, Kawhi, Fox on the bubble as well, and I think Chet might be on the bubble as well as Sengun. So like those are just a bunch of names that, and I guess we could just take in who are the 7. So the for sure is that.
Well, we agree on. I think 5 of them we agree on. For me, we agree on Ant, KD, Kawhi, Denny, Murray.
Yeah,
we definitely agree on those 5. To me, with the 2 other spots now, to me, you're on the bubble between Chet, LeBron, Austin Reeves, Booker.
Fox, because I think you got because like I just thinking of who they might give 2 All-Stars to, because sometimes like they factor in like that first or second seed, so like the Chet has been the second best player for the
I think Chet and LeBron, because LeBron gonna get that legacy vote, so LeBron,
he can get that legacy vote.
He can get those last 2.
Yeah,
I don't think the other years gonna get.
Yeah, and if you factor in, is anybody hurt right now from the West? Like, I don't think anybody is hurt.
Actually, Sengun, I think might make it on a Denny, maybe, because of the team success. I think.
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking. They might get 2, even though Denny's been. I don't know, because like they put on 23 and 23, and Denny's been balling. So I think Denny has I think Denny has a case in over Sengun on the West side more than like Siakam over he was saying like Siakam over like a high seeding thing. I think Denny has a better shot of making it over Sengun, because their record is not as bad as I thought it was. I thought they were under 500, but
they're 500, but they're 500, but Rockets are number 4. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Rockets were number 2, even though they're not far. 2.5 games. I feel like Rockets were 2, like they will for sure get 2. But like that's the only reason. But I kind of factor like had Fox like on the bubble because the Spurs were the 2 seed, so that's why I said that there is possibility of them getting 2. But he's on the bubble. He's on the outside looking in. So yeah. As you can see, we let off about 9. I don't think we in that last set we didn't call Devin Booker, and for the East we was out here wondering if Bam could get it. Notice about, but geez.
Yeah, but I don't know how this world versus USA work.
Yeah.
If it's only start at 5 and then the best All-Stars afterwards, or if it's going to be right through.
They're separating it from the gym.
Right?
Yes.
So
it's gonna be a little weird.
Yeah,
it can be a little interesting.
Yeah.
When they finish down all this counting up and counting down and counting sideways. Because I don't know if the world got enough All-Stars, and I don't know if people really want to see some of the American All-Stars either.
Yeah.
So
What the good thing about it is that at least the world team so far, I think their all-stars have been all-star worthy. Like Sangoon and Denny and Maria or whatever have been all-star. Like regardless of where versus USA, they probably would have made all-star regardless.
yes.
So yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with those three.
Yeah.
Well, of course, when it comes to this time of the show, you have to pick 5.
Mm-hmm.
Last week was not a very good week at all for anybody.
Whoa.
So we all got one. and it got so bad that I called a game that didn't exist.
You mean OKC and Nuggets?
Yeah.
I realized absolutely. I did play.
I did. So it was wasn't a very good week at all.
Go to the game.
This week we are trying to redeem ourselves. So pick 5 first. Portland at Washington. Portland at Washington.
Give me Blazers.
All right.
Yeah, Blazers.
Yeah, I was gonna go Blazers too. And Wednesday, San Antonio at Houston. I know Keelan at San Antonio.
You gotta get back. We give it that last game.
What do you think, Alan?
Antonio at Houston. Houston's been pretty good at home, though. Maybe the best one working in. Yeah. I'll go Houston on this one.
All right. Houston being good at home. Yeah, I'll go with it. I go play eeny, meeny, miny now. So I give it San Antonio.
Good pick.
Then Thursday, Detroit at Phoenix. That should be interesting. The thing out, right? Booker out.
And Jalen. And Jalen Green might be old again. He playing one game, hamstring. One game, hash. I think so. I'm pretty sure. I got check.
I can't be Detroit.
Just come back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let me check again. But I pick your Pistons regardless.
Yeah, Pistons to me too.
Yeah.
All right. Friday is Sacramento at Boston.
Boston.
Yeah, again, Boston. And Saturday, Chicago at Miami. Let me see their records.
The playing bosses, man.
Miami is 7. Chicago is 9.
You said
it's 25 and 22. Chicago is 23 and 22.
You said is at who?
It is at Miami.
Let me see. Bulls are not a good road team. Heat are a decent home team. I might pick the Heat, even though the Bulls on a 4-game winning streak. I can still pick the Heat.
All right, you going with the Heat?
Yeah.
What were you, Alan?
I'll go to the Bulls. They could be a little random sometimes. So
very.
All right. I can't. The only NBA game I ever watched live was in Miami. So I get with you. Right, so that's pick 5. But now we got a call game. So who you call game on, Alan?
Call game on Andrew Nemhard. He had the Tyrese Halliburton revenge game a couple games ago against the OKC Thunder. So Tyrese, because Tyrese has been on the Pacers bench for every game, but he could not make that trip back to OKC, back to receive the game. So, call a game with Andrew Nemhard. I was able to stand for him and get the Tyrese Halliburton revenge game. He had, I think, 27 points, 11 assists, and about 7 rebounds. Pretty excellent in that game. So, call a game with Andrew Nemhard.
Okay, who you call game on there?
I can get to football. I was going to call game on the evil empire in terms of the Patriots, but I'll call game on Sam Darnold, right? On the Seattle Seahawks. He's made it to the Super Bowl. The kind of career he had, he was on the Jets. Everybody thought that, he was a bust. Then he went to the Vikings last year, won 14 games, but then lost in the first round. He had a bad last 2 games. Vikings said, we don't want you. We can move on. I know he went to the Seahawks and is in the Super Bowl. So I call a game on Sam Darnold had two very good last seasons, and considering his career so far, is a very good turnaround story. So I call a game on Sam Darnold.
Well, I call a game, it's the cricket. I call a game on West Indies cricket. And the reason why I call a game on them is that they were one of the last teams to actually announce their team for the T20 World Cup. And we had a lot of surprises. Well, not a lot of surprises, but we had a lot of interesting things. I had a lot of interesting discussions around the team. We wish them all the best. But, with West Indies, you're really not sure. What you used to say, what you call them, you get a lot of brilliance. You get a lot of mediocrity interspersed with a little bit of brilliance. Right? So I call game of West Indies cricket and we wish them all the best for the World Cup. And with that, court in session, the court is adjourned.